Okay, so let's talk about this desktop Aviator panel here a little bit closer. So I mentioned you can hit this button and it makes the 430 pop up, and that can be whether you're, even if you have no scenery, no instrument panel at all up here, you can still have the 430 up on the screen. Now, as I mentioned earlier also, all of these buttons and knobs correspond to buttons and knobs over here. So I can, instead of grabbing the mouse and hitting the mouse on the particular buttons, I just reach down here. Like right now, I'm changing the frequency on right up here. Then the little knob out here changes the numbers to the right of the decimal point, and the big knob changes the numbers to the left of the decimal point. And then I can hit the swap and swap the frequencies. It's kind of the active and standby. Now over here, this allows you to run through the menus and so forth with this knob. Sorry, my watch is talking. I'm not really sure exactly what I'm doing here, but I'm changing the altitude in feet. Because I'm not a Garmin expert by any stretch. But you see I'm moving the cursor up and down by turning this little knob. And of course, again, I can change the frequencies over here. And all these buttons work. Again, I'm not exactly sure how to work it. But so what this does is it prevents you from having to pick up the mouse. You can reach over here, you can hit the buttons just as you would in the plane, and it gives you the ability to kind of get that muscle memory going. So if you're getting into a plane, a lot of the older planes like the Cessna 172 will have a Garmin 430. The buttons are going to be in the right location, and you're going to be able to just kind of go right at it without having to do a lot of fumbling around. So that's the advantage of this desktop Aviator panel. I do recommend that you attach it somehow to the table. It comes in, we put it in this box, but the box is fairly light, so when you push on it, you push the buttons, you tend to kind of push the thing around. So you're probably going to want to maybe Velcro it or do something. It doesn't have to be anything super strong, just something to keep it from sliding, when you push these buttons. Because the rubber feet, there are rubber feet on there, but they still do let it kind of slide around a little bit. Hopefully that gives you a better understanding of the desktop Aviator 430 panel.